Well, hello there, my friends. Here's Kenrez, aka too long. What did I say before? Long legs, something like that. I said.
You could do like long teeth roast beef.
Long teeth. Okay, good.
Classic.
Okay. Well, hello there, my friend. Here's Kenrez, aka long teeth roast beef. And today we're gonna be making a Techrez episode, building a whole PC. Well, actually, first we're gonna be unboxing the whole PC. And I'm out here with the most handsome man that I could find on the streets, the main man, Aether. You can just say whatever you want to say to the people out there.
Yeah, this is the new build we're going to be building. It's my first build here in Canada, so I'm glad to have Kenrez to help me out and set this beast up.
Alright, let's get it started. Okay, so we're going to do an overview of what we got on the table. Aether's going to be showing you guys individuals, just an overview of what we got, and then we're gonna start unboxing it.
So to start things off, we have this Be Quiet Dark Base 700 in white, which is one of the limited edition items we've got here. Then heading over to this side, we have the graphics card. Sticking with the white theme, we have the GeForce RTX 2070 Super from Gigabyte. Underneath that, we have the motherboard, which is an X570 motherboard, one of the brand new ones from Aorus. This is the Master Series, which allows us to take advantage of the Generation 4 PCI lanes. So if we switch over to here, we have these three little beasts, which are what's going to take advantage of this little Generation 4 PCI lanes. So these are M.2 drives that can transfer, as it says here, up to basically 5,000 megabits per second for read and almost write as well. So this is just ridiculously overkill, but if you can, why not? Then over here we have the Ryzen 3900X, which is the 12-core processor and the new series of Ryzen 3000 chips. We have 64 gig of DDR4 RAM from Corsair. White again, but he's got RGB because that's just what Corsair does. We have the SilentWings 3 fans, which is also Be Quiet. There's actually two of these already included in this case, but obviously the more cooling the better. We have the Dark Rock 4, which also includes, I believe, another one of those fans. This is what's going to cool the CPU. And sticking with the ridiculously silent fans, right beneath it we have the Straight Power, which includes yet another one of the exact same fan. And this is the power supply.
Yeah, that's almost as many fans that I got on YouTube. You guys go in the comment below to let us know what you guys want to start with. And we'll start with that item. So we're like, okay, so we're going to start by unboxing the Dark Base 700 by Be Quiet. Here we go. Perfect. Let's take the cloth off. Boom. What?
Well, we have a much nicer angle.
Oh yeah. What a sexy beast. Yeah.
This case has 7 mountable fans. It includes 2, one here, and I think the other one's at the front. Yeah, you've got a fan controller from the front, USB 3.1, your microphone and headphone standard, the power button. Oh, we have a hard drive tray.
Oh, perfect. And
a bunch of other accessories.
Yeah,
so
all the screws that you need to
set this to the side. Install the hard drive tray.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch of...
Oh, cable management.
Yeah.
A bit.
That's amazing actually. Cable accessories. That's followed by a hard drive tray, which also has this lovely plate. Oh, dude.
Oh, that's sick.
Number 180.
Number 180 out of 3,000. Limited edition.
Dude, that's so low.
Yeah.
So they must have worked their way back, because I've seen channels that had like 2,900, 2,700.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously number 1 is the last one they're going to sell.
That's
so the fact that I left it this late is crazy. I kind of wish I left it a bit later now. But yeah, number 180, that's beautiful. So the cool thing with this is it's magnetic, so I'm probably going to stick it somewhere in the case.
Next on the list, we got the motherboard. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox it.
Yeah, that's it.
And it also has a manual for how to get a girl in 2019.
Yeah.
With some stickers you can put on your shirt for that.
Exactly.
Obviously, read the manual if when you're not sure what you're doing. We're gonna be reading a lot of it very soon when we build this. But for now, take a look at that.
Perfect.
Perfect. Here, how does it look?
In this model we have the CPU slot. There is 4 DDR4 slots here, which can support up to 128 gigabytes of RAM. We'll only be filling it with 64. Then we have 3 PCI lanes, and the top of which I'm going to be using for the graphics card. And between each of these lanes, you'll see these little sections here. These are the M.2 slots, which is where we're going to mount the 3 hard drives. And across the back, if I switch this up, the in and outs is pretty extreme on this particular board. A USB 3.0 here, and we've got 2 USB 3.1s here with a 10 gigabit LAN port, or Ethernet port, sorry, and then your standard Ethernet port here. All your standard classic sort of audio ins and outs on this side, including an optical. And of course there's a USB Type-C port right here as well.
Next on the list, the graphics card from Gigabyte, the GeForce RTX 2070. Super, yeah, super serious. So I'm gonna do the unwrapping this time because my hands, they feel very,
underused.
Yeah, underused. I haven't grabbed anything in years at this point.
Let's get it done.
There we go. RTX GeForce. Okay, Gigabyte. Oh, the other side. Boom. Open this up. We have a Gigabyte, which is cardboard box, and then we have the beautiful
card itself.
The card itself. I'm just gonna open this before we're getting to the dessert. Get dinner first. See what's up with this, if I can. Pretty sure it's gonna be nothing. It's just like a freaking compartment. Okay, there is something in here. You got your
drivers, which we're not using because we're doing that digitally.
Exactly. So your drivers, if ever you still live under a rock.
Yeah.
And for your
quick start guide.
Yeah, quick start guide. Just the
the standard.
What you expect from
the paperwork. Paper
wasting. So, I'm gonna get out the graphics card itself. Oh, the build. Here we go, lads. Do not blink.
Nice.
So here we have it. White, obviously goes with the theme of the case, and probably a lot of everything else going to be in it.
Yeah.
So on the back we have HDMI. We only have one HDMI, and you have 1, 2, 3 DP display ports, and you have an USB Type-C.
Correct. One thing that's also really nice about this particular card is a lot of white graphics cards don't have the fully white backplate on the bottom. It's a small feature, but it's very aesthetically pleasing to have this.
100%.
It's got the 3 fans. I believe these are wind force fans. I could be wrong. And yeah, it's quite a powerhouse, basically.
Very sexy.
Yes.
This is a great time to let all my sponsors know that I don't have any sponsors, so sponsor me.
Yes. We're looking at you, Be Quiet.
Next on the list we have the power supply by Be Quiet again. Straight power 850 watts of power. And I'm just gonna open the box. Oh, look at that sneak peek. Yeah, that was a sneak peek. Alright. Straight power 11, obviously you got the manual.
So we have a lot of cables. Since this is a modular supply, none of the cables are in it already. So we have everything included in separate little slots. But for the start of the show, power supply itself. So the fan as promised, the Sonic Wings 3. And then on this side we have obviously all the outputs for this is where all the separate modules will go. So you don't really need to have a crazy messy build if you don't use most of the cables like myself. So you just add what you need. And yeah, on the back obviously this is the bit that will face outside of your computer, so it's just your power supply and the power button.
Alright, so now we've got what's going to help the brain of the PC to work properly in perfect condition and cooling condition. Very nice. It's going to be the Dark Rock 4 from Be Quiet. So the CPU cooling is going to be this man's right here job. That's very cool. I like that.
That's the fan itself.
Yeah, the fan itself is going to be on the top.
Yeah, because that's a separate little attachment.
And now
the start of the show.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, this is also a magnetic screwdriver. It's
Oh, that's
really nice
beautiful.
of Be Quiet to include these. Of
Yeah.
all the CPU coolers I've had, this is the first one that includes
Well, there you
not
go.
only a screwdriver, a very high quality magnetic one. So
Here you go. This is definitely going to be.
this will be used a lot. in
Yeah,
the build.
used a lot. Not only for the build, but for everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This is what it looks like. We have all the. That's like basically the radiator at this point.
Yeah, we just need to install the fan on one side.
Exactly.
Apply the thermal paste down here and install it onto the motherboard.
And on this
CPU.
bit right here, this is where the CPU basically is gonna rest its head upon.
And as you can see, it has a good amount of heat pipes, high quality heat pipes.
I mean, it's be quiet. That's what you should expect.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
them.
Beautiful. All right. So, here's my socks.
These are socks.
Yep, straight from America. PlayStation themed.
Session theme. One of my non-existing sponsors. So keep that in mind. There's a link below to where you can get a position for full price. It doesn't go towards helping the channel. Nothing's gonna change. Next thing we have the fans, the case fans. We have two, since already two included in the case itself. They're Silent Wings 3. Silent 3 wings, call it whatever you want to call it. The point is that this guy keeps your not only they keep it cool, like all your components, but also they're silent, and we do need silence.
So these are the 140mm
Yeah.
options. It comes in two options, 140 or 120. The 140 is obviously a little bit larger, which gives it slight better performance.
All
So
right.
you have your accessories up front,
Accessories
which
up
is
front.
used to mount the actual fan to the case. And then, on this side, we have the fan itself, which is a lovely 140mm
Oh, that's
Be
nice.
Quiet sound fan. Right, so these are the three hard drives that I've got for the build itself. There are three M.2 drives, the NVMe ones. These are actually the first, or at least the first ones I could find, that support the PCIe Gen 4 transfer rates, which is pretty much twice as fast as the previous generation. They are M.2 drives, as I've said. They're these quite big, thick things, as you'll see once we get into it. And the reason is because they have built-in coolers.
I don't know if you actually said it, but we got two 1 terabyte one and
Yes.
one 2 terabyte one.
Yes, so we're going to be rocking 4 terabytes
Of pure speed.
Yes.
Oh my god. I'm always impressed with the size of M.2 drives. Oh well, yeah. Because the picture itself is it's so big on the package, but these little guys, they pack a punch.
They're basically the equivalent of like a USB drive.
Exactly.
We've got random access memory.
Random access memory. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this one, and then I'll talk more about it, because once you'll see it, you'll understand, and once you understand, you'll want it. Oh, this looks sexy. Yeah, I'll let you hold two of the bars. So, we've got 64 gigabytes of RAM from Corsair RGB, the Vengeance RGB Pros. They're white, as they should be for the build, keeping it in theme, and they're DDR4, which is
3200 speed, 3200 megahertz. This small little thin layer at the top here is the RGB section.
we got
Last but not least,
the last but not least.
the Ryzen 3900X 12 core, 24 threads chipset, CPU, the processor.
That's a lot of power.
Yes.
All right. So it just came out in July, I believe.
Yeah, this was the hardest item to get a hold of because it was basically sold out in all of Canada when I arrived. So
True.
everything else has been here for like maybe 2 weeks or less.
Yeah.
But this just arrived the other day, so
Exactly.
this was the missing piece.
Ryzen 9 3900X. Yeah, we got one. Look at that.
So yeah,
That's it.
this is the realistic part. This is the
What we'll need. What we'll use.
see this?
Alright everyone, thank you all for watching. This has been the unboxing of Aether's PC build. And stay tuned, we're gonna have the actual building of the PC coming up.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you are as excited as we are to see what this all looks like when it's all put together.
Exactly. And if you like the video, please throw us your thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe. Be amazing, be great, and be the best you can. And we'll see you all next time. I love you all. Wagwan.